What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Trades. If you are looking for an Apex Trader funding crash course, you have come to the right place. Before we get started, if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you never miss another video from me. Apex Trader Funding does have an evaluation process. If you do not currently have an affiliate that you are supporting at the moment, feel free to support me and my channel by using my coupon code KeAmber at checkout for your Apex evaluations. It will always give you the best discount available at the time of use. With the Apex evaluations, there's only one rule, and that is to reach your profit target without breaching the intraday unrealized trailing drawdown. What this means is that if you are currently in a trade at any point in time and you are reaching the highest balance your account has ever reached on the account, if you are still in that trade and you start to get a little bit of drawdown or pullback in the trade and you are starting to lose some of your profit on the account, your available drawdown is going to shrink in relation to the loss that you are starting to take from your highest point of profit in the account. You must trade for a minimum of 7 days. However, there is a 1-day pass promo that has been going on consistently since December of 2023. However, it is still technically a promo inside of their rules. It does not say that it is a 1 day. It still says that it is a 7 day. So I wanted to make sure that I put that there in case the promo ever expires. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see a chart here. It's going to include the account sizes that are available at Apex, your target that you must reach to pass the account, the initial drawdown on the account, and then the target to drawdown ratio on each account. And you can see that as your account size grows, so does the target to drawdown ratio. So just keep that in mind. Once you pass your eval, do not cancel your eval. It is going to auto cancel once you convert it to PA. However, if you have converted your eval to a PA, you see the PA in your Apex dashboard. You also see it in your trading platform, but you see that the eval has not auto canceled. That is the only time it is safe for you to manually cancel the eval. The system is going to update and show your past eval sometime after 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. It takes a couple of hours sometimes, but just know that once that happens, you can proceed to sign your PA agreements under the Signatures tab in your Apex dashboard menu, and then you can proceed to pay the associated PA fees. You're supposed to get an email to let you know that you passed, and it has a link to sign the PA agreement. It's just going to take you to the same place. There are some people who do not get the emails, but just know that if you don't get the email, you still pass if it's showing in your dashboard. Let's talk about the PA fees. If you are not ready to convert your eval to a PA, that is absolutely fine. You can leave it laying dormant. Maybe you already have the 20 max accounts available, or it could be any other reason you don't want to convert it just yet. Still make sure that you sign the PA agreement within the first 24 to 48 hours. You can proceed to not pay the PA fee. However, you must keep your eval active by continuing to pay the monthly eval fee until you are ready to convert it. Failure to do so will result in your eval being canceled, and you'll never be able to convert it to a PA. The charts at the bottom shows you the PA fees associated with whichever data feed you chose when you were in the eval process. You do have the option of going monthly or one-time lifetime fee. These are the standard fees. However, for the last few months, Apex has been running promos on these. At one point, it was $85 no matter what the account size was. Right now, it is $125 no matter what the account size is, but just know these are the standard fees if Apex ever decides to stop doing promotions for the PA fees. Let's talk about payouts, because that's probably why most of you guys are here. So starting out with the Apex payout structure, you have to complete 8 trading days, and 5 of those 8 days have to be at least $50 of profit or more. You then also have to reach the safety net, which is your initial drawdown of the account plus $100, and then you can request a payout at any time. There is no payout windows. If you reach the payout threshold at any time during the trading day, just wait for the Apex dashboard to update later on in the evening after 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you'll be able to request the payout. The chart below shows the safety net associated with each account size that you have to reach in order to be able to request a payout on the account. Here are the 5 major rules that you must abide by in order for you to get your payout approved with Apex. I am going to go into each one into a little bit of detail and also give you what the denial reason will be if you violate these particular rules. But you have the 30% consistency rule. You have to use a scaling plan now. there's a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio rule, a 30% negative PNL rule, and then you also have a contract sizing rule. First rule is a 30% consistency rule, and it reads as such. No single trading day can be more than 30% of the total profit balance accumulated since the last approved payout or since the start of trading on an account if no payouts have been made. Once a payout is made, the 30% rule resets based on the new balance. This means that your 30% consistency rule is calculated from approval to approval, not request to request. The easiest way to calculate what your total profit on the account needs to be in order for you to be within the 30% consistency parameters is to take your highest day divided by 0.3, and that is going to give you the total profit that you need at the time of request. If you are someone who continues to trade your account while you are waiting on Apex to approve or deny your payout, you do want to go well beyond the profit that is needed on the account in order to stay within that 30% consistency parameter, because they are going to go based off of whatever your balance is at the time that they review your account, not the balance that it was at the time of request. And because it takes them a day or two to approve or deny your account, that is why you want to go well beyond that amount if you are going to continue to trade. If you violate the 30% consistency rule, your denial reason is going to be windfall/gambling. Next rule is the scaling plan. Essentially, you can use up to half of the available contracts associated with your account size until you reach the safety net. Once you reach the safety net, you can now use the full number of contract sizes that are available with your account size. The chart at the bottom of your screen shows the max contract size, minis, and micros that are associated with each account size. If you breach this particular rule, your denial reason is going to be improper risk management. Next rule, the 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. That is the maximum risk to reward ratio, and it applies to all trades, including DCA trades. So for example, if your target is 10 ticks, your stop loss cannot exceed 50 ticks. Or if you go based on dollars, if your target is $100, your risk cannot exceed $500 at any given time during the trade. If you breach this particular rule, your denial reason is going to be improper risk management. And something that's very important to note when it comes to violating improper risk management rules is that if you have multiple violations, it can result in account probation, account suspension, or payout restrictions, and all of that is based on your severity and your frequency. Next is a 30% negative PNL rule. The rule reads as such: open trades should not exceed a 30% negative drawdown from the account's profit balance. This rule is interpreted differently by different people. Some people say that if you are in 4 different trades at one time, each of those 4 trades have a 30% negative drawdown rule attached to them. The way that I interpret the rule is that if you have 4 different trades going at one time, the unrealized negative balance, if you are in drawdown at the time, the total between all 4 cannot exceed 30%. You can interpret this rule however you see fit. In my personal opinion, the safest thing to do is just to make sure that all of your open trades at any given time do not exceed the 30% total drawdown. Here's how you calculate the 30% negative P&L rule, because there are 3 phases to it. If your current balance on your account is within the safety net, then it's 30% of your initial drawdown. So for example, with the 50K account, your safety net is $2,600. So if your total profit on the account is less than $2,600, your drawdown cannot exceed $750, because the $750 is 30% of the initial drawdown of $2,500. If your balance in your account is above the safety net, then the 30% is based on the start of day profit. So if you have a 50K account and you started the day with a $54,000 balance or a $4,000 profit, your drawdown cannot exceed $1,200. Once your account balance reaches double the safety net, you then can move up to a 50% drawdown, and that is based on the start of day profit. Again, for example, you have a $50,000 account and your profit is $6,000. At no time can your drawdown exceed $3,000. If you violate this rule, your denial reason again will be improper risk management. To finish out this rule, this chart shows the initial drawdown associated with each account size, and then the max drawdown that you can be in at any point in time if you are still within the safety net on these account sizes. Last rule, and this is one I feel like a lot of people don't pay too much attention to, but this is the contract size consistency rule. Contract sizes should reflect a consistent trading approach based on risk, market conditions, and volatility. Erratic changes like trading 10 contracts one day and 2 contracts the next to secure a payout are not permitted. If you change your contract sizing, let's say you have an A+ setup versus a C+ setup, or there's more volatility in the market and you trade NASDAQ, so you use less contracts because the market can be very whippy, versus using more contracts when there's lower volatility, all of that is fine. If you are someone who changes your contract size because you always risk $200 per trade, so obviously if you do that, a 60 tick stop loss is going to have a total different number of contracts than a 10 tick stop loss. That is fine. The reason why Apex started focusing on this, and they really focused on it heavily around the summertime, it was because you had a lot of traders who would use very high contract numbers in the beginning of the payout cycle, and once they got to the payout threshold, they would drastically reduce their number of contracts they would use per trade in order to secure the payout, to make sure that they didn't blow the account. Us as traders, we see that as securing the payout, but Apex sees it as a withdrawal strategy. And that is because, generally speaking, as your account size grow, naturally your risk is going to grow with it. Your contract size is going to grow with it because you have a bigger available balance. And then once your account decreases in balance, you naturally decrease your contract sizing. That is what you typically would do even in a personal account. So when you are decreasing your contract size as your account balance grows, Apex sees it as a withdrawal strategy and they do not like it. If your contract sizing is all over the place and you violate this particular rule, your denial reason is going to be contract size and consistency. Here are a couple of other very general rules. DCA is now allowed again, but you cannot violate any other rules. So you can't violate the 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio, any of the 30% rules. You can't violate any of that. So yes, DCA is back, but you still cannot DCA into oblivion like people were doing before. News trading is also allowed. However, again, you must not violate any other rules, and you also must adhere to a one direction only rule, which basically means you cannot hedge. Hedging is not allowed in any prop firm as far as I know. Flipping is allowed, but it seems like Apex has kind of redefined what flipping is with Apex 3.0. Beforehand, you could flip 20% of your trading days, and back then flipping was defined as, hey, I reached my profit target, I traded regular for 8 days, these last 2 days I'm just going to enter and exit 1 micro trade per day, and that's going to satisfy my trading day requirements. Now it seems like flipping is a little bit different, because based on the FAQ, it says opening and closing trades quickly within the same day, you must achieve a minimum profit of $50 per day. Not too long ago, I did see someone share an email from support, because I do believe he got denied for flipping because he did it the old way of entering and exiting a micro contract really quickly. And in that particular email, the support team member did tell him that it was because he was flipping with micros when he normally uses minis. So if you normally use 2 minis per trade and you want to have a flip day, still use the 2 minis, but you can just close the trade out at $50 in profit. Don't enter and exit the 2 minis for 1 tick. Once you reach the safety net or the payout threshold, you can withdraw up to $500 into the safety net unless you are on probation. If you are on probation, you cannot withdraw into the safety net. If you attempt to, your payout is going to be denied for probation standards not met. The safety net requirement does go away with payout number 4. In addition to that, you do have a maximum amount that you can withdraw per payout based on your account size. You do have access to 100% of your profits starting with payout number 6, but payout number 1 through 5, the maximum amount shows per account size in the chart that you see at the bottom of the screen. Let's talk about how to handle denials, because as of right now, there are still denials that are happening. According to John, in one of the videos that he put out when Apex 3.0 first launched, there was supposed to be some kind of day 6 payout team that would let you know on day 6 of you trading if you have violated any rules. That way you would know by day 8 not to even attempt to request, because you would be denied. But thus far, I have not heard of anyone receiving any communication from any support team member on day 6 of their accounts. So the denials are still happening. First of all, your approval or denial should be determined within 2 business days, except for special circumstances. I have not seen very many people go past 2 to 3 business days, except a few people who are, I guess, having to be in contact with compliance. But aside from that, 2 business days should be pretty much the standard. If you are denied, just continue trading. You need 8 clean additional trading days with no rule violations, and then you can request a payout again. Remember, all of the rules are reviewed on an approval to approval basis, not request to request. So let's say that you're denied for violating the 30% consistency rule. Your highest day is too much based on the profit balance that you have in the account. That highest profit day is still considered, it is still in effect until you are approved. And that is everything you need to know about Apex Trader Funding's program. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.